You are now watching
The Creeping Lemur, a lolcow coverage YouTuber who spiraled to the depths of being a lolcow himself. Today we'll look a little harder at his coverage of these lolcows and find many things he so harshly criticized would turn out to be insanely hypocritical. Real quick, shout out to my man Major Chilla, who so graciously handed me this video idea on stream the other day. Let's get after it.
Because he doesn't like to hear himself be fucking trash. Like, he doesn't like to hear himself be trashed. He'll sit there and he'll whine about it and he'll cry about it and he'll try to justify the shit that he does. But at the end of the day, he can never really explain why none of it's true. He'll say, oh, they lied about me, this isn't true. But he never really gives any like solid defenses. He'll just be like, yeah, I don't really think that happened. And it's like, well, do you have any proof that that didn't happen? Like, this dude will talk about how Ethan's obsessed with him, or, you know, everybody on the internet's obsessed with him at the moment. But then he'll also sit there and watch 6 hours worth of clips.
Starting off strong with some subtle foreshadowing here, you see iDubbbz had a spiral down from being a somewhat respected content creator into just being a straight lolcow, and the lemur would go ham on criticizing Ian's unaccountability, his inability to provide evidence backing up and defense of himself, unaware of the fact that just less than 2 months later, these would be nearly the same critiques everyone would have of him, with his double apology videos lacking evidence to support a lot of his claims, and a major point of these defenses boiling down to deflecting the blame to his victim.
And watch 6 hours worth of clips of this guy's podcast and cry about it the whole time. Like, he's definitely obsessed with this shit. He knows it, but he likes to deflect, you know what I mean? Like, it's all just a bunch of projection. This guy knows that he cares. He knows that he's obsessed with what the trolls have to say. He's making videos about it. He's making live streams about it. He just wants to be the next Hassan.
Right here is what I'm talking about. The level of hypocritical projection is unreal. He frames everything as if everyone else is obsessed with him while he's openly obsessed with H3. He's assigning his own defense strategy to Ian, the same way he did in his apology video when he claimed she was just clout chasing. She said she'd do anything to be a YouTuber, a narrative he spun in his apology video that was a complete 180 from reality, where Lemur was the one actively pushing her to start a YouTube channel and build a following alongside him. I mean, he had this master plan that they were going to be the most popular lolcow coverage channels. It was all his idea. And then he talks about iDubbbz deflection like it's some foreign tactic, when that's exactly how he handled his own controversy. This isn't the best of his hypocritical nature though, because as we get into some of his older videos covering Nova Online, we really get to see that the projecting and judging others for shit he does really shine through. We'll have to start with some of his earlier Nova content.
Enough the yapping, let's try it out. Cheers.
God, this dude's like intonations suck. The way that his voice, it just doesn't sound right, every time he speaks. It's not just his voice itself, it's also the way that he talks. It all just comes out like you can barely even understand what the motherfucker's saying.
Lemur really is in no place to whine about intonation when it comes to weird dialect, considering 30% of his video, each upload, ends up being circling around and repeating the same side points over and over again, and then another 15% gets eaten up by his repeated "you feel me's" or "you know what I'm saying." Like, the meat and potatoes of things he harps on so much with these weirdos though really comes from the overweight shit. Given the leaked photos of old Gilberto, it's hilarious seeing him flame other people for being at an unhealthy weight.
I celebrated my 4 kilograms weight loss by eating 4 of my favorite.
It's not even fucking funny, dude. Why even go through the fucking, the time, right? Why even put the time, right? Go through the fucking effort. Put in the time to fucking make this video. And it's not even fucking funny, dude. You're basically just like, yeah, the person's fat. Okay, dude. Cool. Right? And it's not funny. It's not like you're not pointing out like they didn't do anything, right? They're just saying that they lost weight, and you're basically saying that they're lying without any proof. Just kind of weird, especially coming from you, because you're like obese as fuck, right? Like, it's dumb. And everybody sees you in that fucking Paw Patrol shirt, dude. We know what you did. Everyone knows what you did on Discord to those fucking kids, you know what I mean, you weirdo. So why are you wearing fucking shirts like that? You just make it worse for yourself. That's why people make fun of you online. It's like Noah will never change. He'll just keep posting him eating fucking fast food every day. He'll keep drinking sugary drinks and making these excuses that they're for TikTok, right? That it's for TikTok. And his shitty TikTok page is going under. He barely gets any views. He's always plugging this Cameo. Nobody wants to fucking click on, you know what I mean? Because who the fuck wants a cameo from Nova, right? What are they fucking gonna have him say? French onion soup? You know what I mean? Who wants a French onion soup? He's not really that funny. He's just obese, and people like to make fun of him, and that's what they did. You know what I mean? There's in the comments a bunch of people just making fun of him for trying to call a person fat when he's pretty fucking obese himself.
Holy fart. So here we have the pot calling the kettle black, calling another pot black. Really going in multiple times, calling Nova obese as fuck, acting like it's incredibly outrageous that Nova could be calling out another fat person. And none of this is me defending the chomp, but it's crazy to me to really harp on this fat person friendly fire thing he's yapping about when he himself is floating around 250 pounds at 5'8" or something like that at this point. 8 points over what would be considered obese on the BMI scale, mind you. So really, what business does he have pointing it out, this friendly fire thing, if that's exactly what bro's doing himself in that very moment? Even just looking at the title of this next video, we have to watch, it's clear big boy Gilberto just fell in love with the idea of calling these other lolcows obese. Maybe this made him feel a little bit better about his own weight issue, who knows. All I can say is that in hindsight now, it puts on full display the type of major hypocrite this jit is.
His, you know, sort of overeating, but it also shows his physique because we get to see how his body looks in this tight shirt that he's wearing. You know, anyway, I'll flash up Nova's workout content. I don't want to go through it. You already know what he does. He doesn't have good form or anything like that. But that's the video. I just wanted to kind of discuss how gluttonous Nova can be and how this whole workout arc that he's on, the supposed, you know, workout arc, is really all for show, truly none of it actually means anything to him, and he's going to continue to make these food reviews where he eats and eats and eats. But anyway, what do you expect?
Firstly, Lemur really isn't the guy who should be dishing out gym advice. I mean, the guy really looks like heaviest lifting he's ever done might have been trying to lift his channel out of its grave with his second apology video. Seriously though, if you aren't going to show the workout videos to commentate on, then just don't even mention it. But the guy would on multiple occasions criticize people like Boogie2988's weight loss, making comments on the improper way that they've gone about trying to work out and lose weight, sitting up on his high horse acting like he's ever paid for a gym membership in his life.
You know, you say that you care about her so much that you want to lose weight, but at the same time, the only thing you're doing is taking medication and not really doing a proper workout routine. What he said he was doing didn't really seem like a proper answer. Like, he didn't really give an answer to what workouts he was doing. He was just saying, yeah, he's gonna throw a routine in there. How the fuck did your gastric bypass surgery fail if you were working out at the same time? He just doesn't have a good track record when it comes to exercise.
What you should see is that it's clear that Buddy just takes every single shot he can at these fellas for their food addictions and weight, ignoring his own. I'm not joking at all either. Literally every single chance he gets, he takes the opportunity to rub it in our nose how fat he thinks Nova is. I can't even begin to highlight this enough. He dabbled here and there with nicknames too to highlight how big these people are.
We're only talking about Nova the Hut, but we're all fat fuck. Y'all, today we're gonna be talking about Nova is obese. Of course, Nova the Hut would like to smother his McChicken in more salt. God damn, dude. What kind of food hack is this? Nova, it's just because he wants to eat fattening food and he wants to have a reason to review shit that he already knows is gonna be bad for him. Like, he already knows that putting chips on a McChicken is bad, but he's like, hey, I'm gonna make it a fucking food hack. I'm gonna make it a food combo and make a video out of it so I have a reason to put chips on a McChicken. Just put—
I'm really serious about these nicknames. He'd give to the bigger lolcows. He could never let go of making jokes about them just being fat. Like, shit, there's so much more to talk about when it comes to these guys, like the fact they're awful people for one. But no, Lemur thought these jokes were landing and people were loving. Unfortunately, Gilberto, no one was coming for your jokes. You weren't the funny lolcow review channel. You were the meanest one, and that's it. Realistically, with the amount of content Lemur put out over the past 2 years, we could probably keep going forever highlighting the hypocrisy of his obsession with every single overweight lolcow he covered. Maybe we'll just have to save that for another day. Don't you guys worry though, because there'd be something that is for sure illegal, justifiably criticized, that a one-off lolcow adjacent person he would cover would do. This guy Lemur would start virtual signaling hard about what this guy was doing with carts, vapes, and minors.
And I also saw a few videos that really caught my attention because it seemed like this dude was chilling with a bunch of minors, like a bunch of teenagers. And this dude isn't just chilling with them. I mean, that would be weird, yeah, but that's not all he's doing. He's sitting there and he's partaking in these vape pens with them, these muha pens. If you don't know what a muha is, it's basically this vape cartridge that doesn't have nicotine in it. It has more than that. It has something that, you know, gets you high, basically. So he's sitting here and he's doing this stuff with these children that are his supposed fans. He calls them fans just like all the other lolcows do, right? With these minors that follow his account. So it doesn't matter at the end of the day. This is still a very unhealthy relationship. He shouldn't be supplying these things to these minors, and they shouldn't be giving them to him. You know what I mean? It's also just straight up illegal. I mean, yeah, it's legal in California. I don't know if it's legal wherever he is. He talks about going to dispensaries sometimes, so I assume it is. But either way, it's illegal for a minor to be smoking these substances. You can look it up. It's illegal. It doesn't matter where it's legal. If a minor is partaking in these, then that instantly makes it illegal. A minor shouldn't be smoking this stuff. You shouldn't be encouraging that.
It seems Lemur is incredibly gung-ho about this "you can't supply to minors" idea. The fella even highlights the fact it's illegal for a minor to even consume that junk. Completely right, you know, I'm not saying he's wrong for saying that at all, but you know what else is illegal for someone underage to have? You know what else is illegal for someone underage to consume, Gilberto? Alcohol. And our good pal, the Creeping Lemur, would forget all about this moral high ground he used to sit on regarding supplying these types of substances to people underage when it came to a girl he was interested in. A girl that, despite the fact he bought alcohol for, he would blame for all the drinking. Makes total sense though, of course. Rules for thee and not for me, right, Lemur?
These minors. I truly believe this dude is going to be like a top tier lolcow pretty soon. I know I say that a lot, but man, this dude is like going to be up there. The way that his whole mind works is crazy, dude.
One thing watching all these Lemur videos back, writing notes to make this one, that really gets me giggling is the fact Lemur, time and time again, would find himself trying so incredibly hard to find the next big lolcow. He wanted so badly to be the first jit to cover a lolcow before they blew up. Little did he know, that next biggest lolcow that everyone would begin to cover would soon enough be himself. There's gonna be no coming back for this guy after the controversy he's found himself in, and after the almost 2 months of silence after his failed apologies, even Lemur himself, if he was a third party outside looking in that is, would look at all this and think he's guilty.
And you know what they say, silence is pretty evident of being guilty.
I mean, right, Lemur? You know what they say, silence is evidence enough of being guilty. Well, if you liked what you saw here today, fellas, feel free to subscribe to see more shit like this. I do plan on making some more Creeping Lemur videos, so be on the lookout. I'd like to give another shout out to Major Chilla again for masterminding this style video for me and some other fellas to do on live the other day. So be sure to go give him some love from the grubbas, right? And if you're interested in more critiques of the Creeping Lemur, Mayor Menace was able to put out 2 videos before I could finish mine, so check those out for me. Anyways, thanks for making it to the end. Later, grubbas.